Now this is video about the CRUD operation. We are using Spring Boot and MySQL with it. So these are some basic steps we are using it. So we are adding some dependencies. After that we are adding all database related properties inside the application.properties basically. After that we are creating the entity classes which is going to represent the single table. After that creating the repository which is communicate with the actual database, and we are using predefined method which is provided by that same repository, which is used to querying to the database. So basically it used for saving data as well as get data from database. Okay, so let's do it. We are going to add this two dependency. Okay, so we are going to add this two dependency, but I am doing that with the help of creating new project. Okay, so I am not going to adding that dependency manually because I am creating new project here. Okay, so let's spring starter project. Yeah. Okay, so my project name is crud. Okay, crud operation. Okay, so the package name is crud and group name is crud. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to add some dependencies, that is Spring Web. After that MySQL driver, because we need a driver to connect with database. After that we are going to using JPA, Spring Data JPA. After that we are using DevTools. So I am using only 4 dependency for now. If we need in future, I will add in pom.xml. Okay, so yeah, it's created. I don't know. I'm refreshing it. Yeah, it's created. It takes some time, so I will pause the video for now. So whenever I am just opening the video, you get all your uh, CRUD operation project ready. Okay. Yeah, now my project is built and it's still downloading some Java docs and sources, but I don't need it because I run it without them. So yeah, this is my CRUD operation application. And what happen if I try to run it directly without doing anything? So just right click, run as Spring Boot application. It's throwing some exception because we don't put any kind of database configuration there. Yeah, because it is throwing because you added a dependency called Spring Boot starter JPA. Okay, so because of that it throw the exception. It need always a database URL or data source connection. So I have some properties. I have already I have some properties. So these are the properties we are going to use to connect with database. Okay, so I'm just copying it and explaining all of them in uh, one by one. Okay, so these are the properties we are going to use. So first is the URL. It is nothing but we are using this URL to connect with a database. So basically this is the URL. Whenever you are going to hitting that URL, you are going to the MySQL, and this is nothing but a database name. So database is not present here basically. So for that purpose we need to create a database. So here my database name is Spring Boot DB. So I'm just copying it and creating one database inside MySQL. Okay, create schema, and I'm giving name Spring Boot DB and apply. And yeah, we have Spring Boot DB as a database. Okay, so I'm changing it load as a default schema because whenever we want to use it, means whenever you are trying to do some queries on database, at that time you just don't need to specify your database name dot table name whenever you are setting it as a default schema. Okay, so yeah, we create a database here. So this is nothing but a password, the username and password of the database. So this is nothing but this is nothing but DDL option. Uh, if you want to create your database or drop your database or update your database each and every time whenever you are running your application, these are some of the option provided by Spring Boot. So create means each and every time it's going to create your database, create and drop. It's going to drop your database and create your database. None means it's not going to create your database. You need to write your own query, and update means it's going to update your existing tables which already created. After that, validate it should be validate your all database. Okay. So yeah, I am using create for now. Okay, so these are some queries these are some properties we are going to use in production, but I am not using it now, so I am commenting it. So this is the one of the property which is used to show the SQL. So whenever you are hitting some kind of query with the help of method at that time, you see the query on console, and this is the dilate. Dilate is nothing but it is used to communicate with the database. So we are using MySQL 5 dilate. If you are using MySQL 8 dilate, at that time you are able to communicate with MySQL 8 database. Because we are using MySQL 5 dilate, we are able to communicate with MySQL 5 database because my machine have MySQL 5 database for now. Okay. Okay. So now let's run it. Okay. Sorry, I am going to rerun it. So let's see what happened. If it's successfully run, yeah, it's run successfully. Thanks for watching.